Okay, recording this video on Saturday, the 25th of January 2025, just gone 1:15 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend and time for another weekend futures market recap, where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I'm seeing on my charts. Apologies, there was no video last weekend, a lot going on last weekend, and we had a little bit of a respite on the Monday with Martin Luther King Jr. Day plus the inauguration and so on. So a lot of distractions. But we're going to go into the Emini charts first, daily all the way down to the 15-minute and then the 35,000 tip bar chart. Also going to show you the reversal. We had a perfect little 11 a.m. reversal on Friday. Going to show you that on the 1500 tip bar chart. Then briefly going to talk about the longer time frame charts and recap the beginning of the year, the forecast 2025 year-end rotation video that I put out at the beginning of the year. We're going to talk about the euro, the pound, US dollar on the longer time frame charts, because something is happening there we all need to be aware of, and then we'll rip through the other futures charts. So that's the plan. Let us talk about the Emini first. We've got the daily chart here. The background's in red, a broken record. We're in an uptrend. We've been in an uptrend for a long time. Remember the last time we saw blue professional bars on this sell-off and this sell-off on the lower time frame charts. And we're bouncing from there. And on the futures markets, we're almost back up to where we were a couple of weeks ago. I think on the index charts, we're above where we were a couple of weeks ago. Pullback to end of trend, signaling here on this time frame. Not sure about that because the better sine wave lines haven't crossed. So it's signaled on the daily chart, but it's not signaled quite yet on the lower time frame chart. So not sure about that. A data issue point there. But anyway, the bars are red. We are in an uptrend. However, there is trouble in paradise, so we'll see that as we go down through the time frames. So the 135-minute chart, there are exactly 3 135-minute bars in a day's session of the E-mini, and here we go. We got our exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars coming in on the lows, and we bounced from there. We broke into an uptrend here on the 135-minute chart with the bars in red. When we got above that resistance, that's how we determine trend moves, uptrends and downtrends, when we're breaking supports or breaking resistances, and it signaled a nice little uptrend hint. However, on this time frame, look at this, we've got a cyclical cross, and I should show that on the daily chart here. We've got a cyclical cross in due at some point here, and it's getting close on the intermediate time frame. So what we do is we get an overshoot of resistance, and it's caught by the next highest time frame. So potentially we've got a little bit of trouble, double top coming up. So let's see if we can see some other signals on the lower time frames. As we're pushing up, the 45-minute chart's a Rambo pattern up here. We were just gapping up and up and up with all these patterns. All the moves were kind of happening overnight. We've ended up with Rambo patterns up here. No pullback to end of trends yet on the 45-minute chart. We've overshot resistance here. And we've got this resistance to play in. So it's on the highest time frame here on the 45-minute chart, the intermediate time frame on the next time frame up, the 135-minute chart. So a little bit of trouble there. And the 15-minute chart, here we go. Now the beginnings and the ends of the week are marked by solid vertical yellow lines. This is the bottoming pattern that we had. We broke into an uptrend. The background's in red. We're in a solid uptrend. And we've had Rambo patterns, and we've weakened from each of these. Now, Rambo patterns are a potential reversal of an amateur breakout, but they do show weakness. We get a little bit of weakness from there, a little bit of weakness from here. But this Rambo pattern is different. And I think that was the end of Friday that popped up. And after that, we've got our exhaustion buy bearish divergence come in here. So that mirrors the exhaustion sell patterns that we had down here. So Rambo patterns with exhaustion buy or exhaustion sell is unstable. So that's a worry. And on this time frame, we put in pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame. We could easily sell off and get caught by a pullback support on the intermediate time frame at some point here. So that's important on the 15-minute chart. And then can we see a little bit more granularity on the tip bar charts? This is the 13,500 tip bar chart. And here, in terms of better sine wave, the plate of spaghetti beneath the price bars, which is calculating the cyclical activity in 3 different time frames. We broke into an uptrend here. Big things happen at triples. That's that solid vertical light gray line here. With big bounces, big breaks. We got our big break above there. We put in a little pullback to end of trend on the low and the intermediate time frame, but no, that didn't catch. We kept on going, and now we put in pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame with pullback to end of trend trend on the intermediate time frame here. So we've run out of puff. The end of trends ripple through the time frames, and we've had this, and that's why we had some weakness on Friday. Now this should be caught next time we come down by the highest time frame here. These lines are starting to come together. We'll get some weakness wherever this is caught in this time frame, and we'll put in a pullback to end of trend on that highest time frame on this tick bar chart. But at the moment, that's why we're going through some weakness at the moment. And you can see on the Better Pro-Am chart here, we have blue professional bars starting to take profits at this high, and with exhaustion buy bearish divergence on this high on a Thursday into Friday's activity there. That's why I'm suggesting that we're going to have a little bit of weakness until we come down and we're caught in this general area. And then if we go to the 1500 tip bar chart, a day trading time frame, you can see here the 11 a.m. window. The dotted yellow vertical lines show us the beginning and the ends of the day. So this is the overnight activity. This is the end of trade on Thursday into Thursday night, Friday morning, and you can see we had exhaustion buys, we had big pro bars here, and the move on Friday morning first thing was being led by the amateurs. A little bit of profit taking by professionals at the beginning of the day, but there's the Rambo pattern. So this move is weak, and that is why we have the sell-off. We broke through the lows that amateur sequence there into a downtrend, and then we tested back up, and all the blue professional bars come in, and the big pro bars come in here, the backgrounds in blue as well as the lines being blue. That shows that's a super high average trade size. They are getting the hell out at this point here. Just happening on the 11 a.m. window. That's the dotted red line there. That's the 11 a.m. window when the European markets are shutting. So they gamed it up for all that activity and then sold it down, and we had a nice 30-point decline down here. Exhaustion sell getting the move going, that then led into exhaustion sell at the bottom down here. So all of that selling activity is mirrored on the way down here. A little bit of testing, a bullish divergence comes in here, a flush pattern, we have a little bit of strength into the close. But that was a classic 11 a.m. reversal window happening there. The background's in grey. That was a nice trending move on the way down. So potentially that's how it's going to play out on the higher time frame tip bar charts. We're going to have a little bit of weakness until we're caught here, and then we'll rally from there to test those highs. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in next week's trade. But this week, I would suggest the most important moves were starting to play out in the Forex markets. Now, it's worth recapping the Forecast 2025 video that I did the end of last year and the beginning of this year. I was talking about look out for a potential rally in the euro, British pound, potentially Aussie dollar, and Japanese yen, and the dollar index selling off. And we had the makings of that this week. And here's the reasons. This is the daily chart of the euro. So this is the end of 2022, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, big pro bars. So professional bars and the backgrounds in blue, that means big pro bars. That's super high average trade size down here, almost at parity with the US dollar. Super important there. We have a rally out of that, and then we weakened all the way back down to test again into that area. And down here at the lows, big pro bars coming again, bullish divergence, a little amateur bar down at the bottom, and we've rallied back up to above 105 here. So we got down to 102 and it rallied back up to 105. For me, the important level is the high of that sequence of those big pro bars. At this point here, the professionals are forcing it down, using this area to pick it back up, and as soon as we get above that little sequence of the high of those big pro bars there, that's super important. So somewhere between now and 106. But the euro down here, potentially bottoming, is super important. So that's euro. British pound, similar thing. Down here, October 2022, we had the sell-off. I think this was when they rolled their Prime Minister. 105 down here. We rallied out of there. We had exhaustion buy, bearish divergence. We weakened from there. But down here at 22, Rambo patterns into professional bars come in here, and we've rallied pretty hard from less than 22 up to almost 25. So professional bars coming in here, that's important. And the Japanese yen down here. Now the Japanese yen hasn't taken off yet, but just bear in mind we're oversold here with Rambo patterns right down here at the lows. So although the euro, British pound, Aussie dollar have taken off to the upside, we haven't seen that yet in the Japanese yen. I'd suggest potentially we might see them all that joining in. Now, Japanese yen rallying, short-term reversal of the carry trade, is that going to come with softness in equities? Potentially. Last time we had a similar scenario. Everybody was going on about the Japanese yen carry trade where we had this strength in the Japanese yen. Of course, it was just an opportunity for the professionals to get in here, turn it around and go to those lows. But are we going to see a similar thing, rally out of those Rambo patterns down here? Dollar index on the daily chart here. This is the weakness that we had this week. Reached 110, bang, we're down at 107. That's kind of coming into areas of previous highs. Up here we had a whole bunch of blue professional bars. At that point, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, and we've weakened from there. So weakness in dollar index means strength in commodity markets. We've definitely seen corn and soybeans taking off super hard over the last month. Crude, yeah, did well up until a week ago, and then crude's coming off at the moment. But anyway, dollar index weakness is really important. So that's why we're looking at those charts on the longer time frames. So finally, let's just have a quick rip around the futures markets this week on the tip bar charts. This is the euro. Background's in red. We had a strong move up. We didn't have professionals taking profits at this high here. If they were doing that, they would have been on the way up. And we haven't seen them taking profits yet. Exhaustion buy, yes. A bearish divergence, yes. We've run out of puff temporarily. But they were using this area to get back in. Big pro bars midweek, and then we broke into another uptrend. Sign of strength, bang, we took off to the upside. I took this trade Thursday into Friday. Got out at just under 105.40. It was 39, I think, on this little move here. And then we moved back into that. But that was a nice little trending move there on the euro. A British pound, look at this, all the big pro bars coming in here at the lows. Yep, they're selling it down at this point here, but then picking it up down here at the lows at 21. Test with a Rambo pattern, amateurs getting wrong-footed. Blue professional bars come in straight after that here and here. We take off into an uptrend. It's been an uptrend all week. Yep, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence. Some blue professional bars taking profits here, but that was a nice move, getting in on these little retraces. So that's a better stair-step trade here, where the blue professional bars are coming in close there. So British pound has been rallying. Aussie dollar, same thing. Blue professional bars, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, selling it down, but then picking it back up at 61.5. Thank God, because this is hurting me, paying USD for supplies while we're in the States, and look at the credit card bill each month. But anyway, that's my problem. Big pro bars coming in here at the lows. We test back down, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence. Blue professional bars pick it up here, and now we've had the reverse. Big pro bars, exhaustion buy. So that move might be over for the time being in the Aussie dollar. We'll see how that weakens over the next week. Japanese yen. So Japanese yen this week, this is interesting. So the rally this week being led by the amateurs, Rambo patterns, a bit junky here, and then we've come back down. And at the end of the week, big pro bars. So yes, we've had a little bit of weakness from there. Let's see if this area holds and we break back above this 64.70 level, maybe above 65s this week. So that'll be interesting to see if we get that rally in the Japanese yen. 10-year notes. 10-year notes last week, not a lot of activity this week. Exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars come in here, get the move going. Got a little bit of weakness for the time being, but it's not topped out. No exhaustion buy patterns here. So let's see if this little weakness holds and we break back up above this into an uptrend on the 10-year. Gold's been strong all week. This nice move. Big pro bars coming on the retrace here. And on the retrace here, no blue professional bars on the highs there, but let's see if this is played out for the time being. Silver finding it difficult to get through 32s, but the blue professional bars and big pro bars have come in here at 30.5. A little bit of weakness at the moment. Some blue professional bars there, but let's see if that area holds and we break back above 31.60 to continue that uptrend in silver. Now, Bitcoin is fussing around all week. It's been strong all week, above 100,000, up to 108, 109 up here, but exhaustion buy patterns there, and we've weakened at that point. But that's a spike down, big pro bars coming in here at the lows. We've got background in red, so let's see if we get a consistent break above 107 there to go look at the next level up. And here's our crude trade. So the crude trade went a lot longer than I expected, went up to 79. Again, beginning of the year was talking about this at 69, and we broke all the way up, which is good. Is it topped out? Yeah, we've got some blue professional bars coming at the highs, but no exhaustion buy. And what we've got is exhaustion sell and big pro bars coming in here at the lows. So at 74.5, is this going to hold? Is this going to break back up into another uptrend and have another look at 79.80 up here? So that's interesting. We'll see if that works out. Natural gas. This week, natural gas sold off, so it's the mirror image. So exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, big pro bars, top out at 380, and we sell down. Big pro bars come in here at the lows at 330, and then we put in our exhaustion sell bullish divergence patterns here. So the background's in red, so we're in an uptrend. We've had no blue professional bars taking profits on this little rise here. So let's see if this area holds. Break above 350, 360 into a continuation of the uptrend in natural gas. Copper had a nice run here into 450, but no exhaustion buy. A couple of blue professional bars at the highs. We've just taken profits, come back down to Rambo patterns, and backgrounds in red. So technically still in an uptrend there, and blue professional bars come in here on the retrace. So let's see if that holds. We rally back on copper. Corn's had a really nice run over the last couple of weeks, but no blue professional bars at the highs here. It's coming on the retrace, so we're just holding, ready for the next move up in corn. Soybeans a little bit more bearish here. Exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, big pro bars selling it down at that point there. Backgrounds in grey, so potentially a downtrend in soybeans. And lastly, wheat. Yeah, it's weakened from there, but not a classic topping out pattern yet on wheat. And I suppose I'm worried that if the ags are strong, if crude is still pretty strong, it's like, how are we going to get rid of inflation in the system? We've got the producer price index, all of those components still rallying hard. And then if the USD comes down, those prices are going to stay strong. And then we've also got immigrant labor, which is being taken out of the system gradually. So wage rates potentially puts pressure on those. I'm not sure how we get inflation out of the system. That means interest rates got to stay high, which means bonds will weaken. And is that why we're getting this weakness here in bonds this week? So interesting macro picture. As usual, we'll just have to wait and see. So there we go. Hope you had a good week's trading, and looking forward to next week.